Okay, so I guess today you already got bombarded by a lot of videos, articles, and reviews about the 3080. So here's another one for you. We finally got our hands on the 3080.
And this is the GeForce RTX 3080 from ZOTAC Trinity.
Yes, it is surprisingly small compared to what I was expecting.
True, because from all the renders you've seen out there on any websites, even their official site, it looks huge. But turns out that when it reaches us, I took it out of the box, it's like,
So we still got like triple fans.
Yes, you have triple fans, a much better looking backplate.
Right now, we actually got a ZOTAC 2080 Ti AMP edition. So we all know about the performance and everything already. So I guess the most important thing everyone has been asking about is how good
and how much of a difference that it makes compared to the 2080 Ti.
Yeah.
Because from the launch, NVIDIA did mention that this is going to be way more powerful than the 2080 Ti itself, which is the past flagship for consumer graphics.
Yep. So let's shut down and then change the card into it.
And see how it runs.
Okay. Okay, so we already installed the card into it. The driver we're using is
okay, the driver we're using is the beta driver version 456.16.
So the performance might not be final as you might think of, because whenever the card goes on sale, you probably get the final.
You'll be getting the final driver
for that.
Official one, they call it game ready driver.
Yeah. So today we're going to do three simple tests on
simple ones.
2 games and one 3D Mark port rail.
Yes, basically the idea is to compare how much of a difference when it comes to ray tracing performance.
Yep.
Because new architecture, double the cores, yes, double the cores, and we'll see how it's gonna beat the out of the 2080 Ti.
So first up, Metro. Let's go. Okay, so in order to push the cards to its limit, the monitor we're using is a Dell 4K monitor. It's an ultra sharp. Unfortunately, we don't have 144Hz gaming monitor over here. But yeah, you know, right?
Sponsor us.
But at least we can actually test out the card's actual 4K performance over here. So first up is, of course, Metro.
Actually, the graphics quality for the game we'll be running here is on Ultra. That goes the same for the ray tracing quality.
And of course, we also enable the DLSS feature, because NVIDIA has always been talking about how DLSS will improve the frame rates and everything.
Cannot skip. What an asshole. Where's the garbage?
A few minutes later.
DLSS turn on, ray tracing high. So while we wait for the port rail to run, just now we have completed 2 test runs on 2 games. Metro
Exodus and Control.
Metro has really big numbers. 2080 Ti is going for about 50,
around the 50
FPS kind of stuff.
Somewhere around 50 to 55 range.
And then when we change to 3080, wow, 70 FPS.
At least 70. One thing to note that we are actually running on 4K.
Yes, you can see that previously, okay, 2080 Ti maybe 50 FPS is good enough for 60 Hz monitor and things like that. It kind of smooth, but when you switch over to 3080, 70 FPS is
a lot.
That's a lot.
And do mind that previously a lot of people are actually testing ray tracing with high settings.
Okay, this one is Ultra on Metro.
This is Ultra. Imagine if you are using high with this Because just now, if we look at how the 2080 Ti performs with Ultra, it's choking.
Yeah, it's choking, even though it's like, okay, it is better than my 2070.
It's still better than your average graphics card when it comes to ray tracing, but...
Yeah, remember the 2080 Ti, the M Extreme is...
It was the flagship.
And it costs about 6,500 ringgit range. Actually, ZOTAC claims that they were going to sell this card for less than 3,500 ringgit.
And that's crazy because...
That is 3,000 ringgit cheaper. Even you say same performance, I would say, wow. And when we move on to control, even though the difference is not by much, what was that again? About 45 to 65.
That's still...
Yeah, that is about
quite a huge jump there.
40%. Wow!
Whoa!
8,500 to 11,000.
That's like almost 40% difference there.
Oh my goodness. So basically, from the games and synthetic benchmark, we can see 40% difference.
Roughly around 40% difference. That's... It might not seem a lot when it comes to the frame rates, but let's face it. If the 2080 Ti was a flagship and it actually can do pretty good frames on all the AAA games from the past, this thing just butchered it.
Yeah, because initially we tested the card on our 1080p monitor because we haven't got this 4K, haven't arrived in the office. So we tested on 1080p monitor, and control can actually go for over 120 FPS. So if you got like 1080p 144Hz display, I think you're gonna enjoy all these AAA titles.
It's about time for us to see 4K going mainstream.
Yep.
Finally.
Let's just stray a little bit from the performance because we know it's definitely more powerful than ever.
Let's talk about the hardware part.
Yeah, because when we install the card, we actually notice some of the stuff, especially we know the PCB is shorter now.
Yes.
And
slightly shorter, I would say.
Yes. Because of the shorter PCB, there is a couple of, depending on the AIB partners, how they're going to position the 8-pin power socket.
True.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the day, it's all about their own design.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone has their own big cooler, dual fan, single fan, triple fan, but I don't think there will be single fan for this.
Because for most of the AIB partners, they are going to use a double 8-pin. Unlike the official Founders Edition, they are going to use a 12-pin.
Yes, that's something that actually a lot of people are concerned about, because they are concerned that their current power supply might not be able to support the card because of that 12-pin.
Well, unless you are buying the Founders Edition, but actually Founders Edition card, they actually included the adapter.
They did provide an adapter for you to, you know, use your existing power supply with the adapter. So it's not really an issue there.
So you can actually buy the card and then put it in and straight use it without any issue. Even AIB cards, they use 8-pin plus 8-pin.
Yes.
All good. Just that because of the shorter PCB and the power connector is like,
it will have to go according to the length of the PCB.
It is going underneath the, what they call it, the RAM slots. Power cable we're using here is the Lianli streamer extension cable. So it is kind of difficult for us to turn it around, especially when we have RAM over there. We don't want it to go in the way.
We have a riser here, mind you.
Yeah, so you might need to adjust a little bit on that, but I don't think
it's gonna be a really big issue there.
People has been talking about, oh, I need to buy a new power supply and everything.
Yes.
But as long as your power supply is a good one with capabilities to provide stable power to it.
Well, technically, if you're using a power supply now, which can support maybe 2070, 2080, 2080 Ti, you won't be having any issues with the new RTX 30 series cards.
Now, even though the PCB now is shorter, but the cooler is still remain
the
same length.
Yes, triple fans.
Yeah.
You have extra clearance there, so it's It's something similar to what the Founder Editions offers for their cooling.
Yeah.
Because it's just like blowing hot air to the top.
Even for this 3080 ZOTAC Trinity, they have a little bit of clearance at the back for the third fan is pushing the air through the fins and then coming out from the sides and everything from there.
So that might help a little bit, I guess, for the cooling part.
We don't know the actual heat, the output from the chip and anything that from there. If you're interested to learn more about all these temperature and details,
You can check out the full review in the link below.
yeah, hopefully we can get it done. Yeah.
Obviously, when you're seeing this video, the review is already out.
So
No worries.
yeah. So that pretty much covers our first impression on the ZOTAC RTX 3080 Trinity. And we are really, really surprised by the initial impression of it. So full review with all the game tests, temperature tests, and what else will be available together with
Close-up
this video.
shots.
Yeah, close-up shot and everything. Links down in the description below. If you have any question about this card, do leave them down as well in the comment section.
Would you buy one?
Would you buy one? Yeah, that is the question.
Yes. For me, well, if I have that budget, why not?
Yeah. With that, a bombshell. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.